right, guys. So, we want to help you guys in your fantasy basketball league now that it's coming up. And so we wanted to provide you guys some undervalued players that we think could really help you guys out in your drafts, and some players you should target for. Undervalued / sleepers, whatever you want to call it. So, we're going to pick 2 from each position. So, you want to start? Should I start?
I can start.
Okay, so let's start off with guards. Who are your undervalued guards this year for the NBA?
My first one is Victor Oladipo.
Ooh.
He came off a rough injury last year. I totally see him taking the #1 spot on that Pacers team this year. He, before this injury last year, he was 3rd round value, I think.
Yeah.
He can easily hit that again. I think he's super undervalued this year.
Okay. For me, my first undervalued guard this year is, and honestly he's undervalued every year, is Lou Williams.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he might get traded, but to be honest, I don't think that really affects him, because at the end of the day, he's always
a bucket getter.
One of the top 3 bucket getter in each team. And so if he does stay on the Clippers, they need, with Harrell gone, I think it's just his show for the second unit. And I think it's a really good sleeper / undervalued pick.
All right, that's a good one. My second guard is Javonte Murray. No.
DeJounte
Murray.
On the Spurs. Ooh, I like him a lot.
DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte Murray.
I see the J, but for some reason a V comes out. Honestly, he's a great player. Every time he's on the floor without DeRozan, he's a top 40 stats guy.
Yeah, love him.
And I think he's going to keep growing as a player, and he's super undervalued.
No, definitely he's a stud. I didn't put him in mind, but he's a stud. For my last guard as undervalued, it's Eric Bledsoe.
Oh, interesting.
I think, obviously a lot of people aren't talking about him because it's like, oh, it's Lonzo and Brandon Ingram's show, but you have to, understand he was a former All-Star. Really good player, and I think he'll provide really good value for that team. I mean, they're not going to not play him.
All right.
So, forwards.
Moving on to forwards, my first one, Michael Porter Jr. I mean, kid had one of the highest efficiency towards the end of the season. Coach is actually not willing to say, but he actually might start on.
I heard that.
I mean, he could do it all.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a consistent #1 pick, if not his injury.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's going to shine this year.
Okay. For my forward on the same team, it's Will Barton. That's undervalued. He's undervalued every year too, kind of like Lou Williams. He's a playmaker. I mean, he can really provide you top 75 value for somebody who you can draft really late.
Every time I think of Will Barton, for some reason, I just think of poor man's Draymond Green.
Yeah, I mean, a little, but he can score better.
Yeah. But then, all those other stats, he
he does everything.
He does everything. Yeah. My other forward is Kelly Oubre. I think with a new team, people don't know how he's gonna be, but before he got hurt, he was putting up top 40 numbers easily. And I think being on the Warriors will help his stats even more. Spreading the ball.
Gotcha. My last forward sleeper that I think you should really take a look at, and I don't even know if you know him very well, it's Brandon Clark.
Oh, Memphis.
He plays on Memphis. Super underrated. A lot of people don't know him, but he actually was a top 75 player last year. It's just, he doesn't get as many minutes, but now with Crowder gone, a lot of pieces gone, he is the guy off the bench, and he's a stud. He's a stud.
Crowder wasn't on Memphis.
Yeah, he was.
He was on the Heat.
No. He got traded to the Heat.
Oh, I know, but but you're saying even with that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking end of season.
No. So
I think that was a great pick too, because Jaren Jackson is still
hurt too. Exactly. So Brandon Clark could be a crazy pick for you guys.
All right.
Centers.
Moving on to centers, and centers are always it's a weird one.
Yeah.
I actually have Steven Adams being undervalued this year.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize Steven Adams' great field goal percentage, and he's one of the few that consistently get doubles and a block at least every game.
Yep.
Going on a high-paced offense on the Pelicans, he has great pick and roll opportunities with Lonzo.
Yep.
I mean, I think if Jackson Hayes had a decent low 120 value, Steven Adams is going to be much better.
Yeah. My center is actually Steven Adams as well.
Oh.
Kind of, you hit it on the head. I don't think they want Zion to be their big guy for them either. So Steven Adams is a perfect fit for that team with Lonzo running the show, Bledsoe, Ingram loving pick and roll. So I think Steven Adams, I think, is a lock 10-10 guy for sure.
Yeah. All right. My second sleeper this year for center is actually James Wiseman.
Ooh, good pick.
I mean, that Golden State Warriors team, every center that's been on that team while Curry was there they just do their job.
Yeah.
They're great in fantasy. They're super efficient. JaVale McGee was very viable in fantasy because Curry was there.
Yeah.
I think James Wiseman easy 10-10 with a block or two here and there because he won't get a lot of attention because all the other players are the offensive targets.
Yep. And on top of that, I mean, Wiseman's probably the most talented center they've had in a while. So good pick. Mine's a little tricky because I don't know who's really going to start. So I'm just going to say whoever starts. But my sleeper pick for center is between Aaron Baines or Chris Boucher or whoever it is. Right now, it's currently Aaron Baines, but I could see Chris. I think he has more upside. But whoever starts, I think one of them, if you have one of the later round picks, picking a flyer on them is not bad because they need a big.
That's true. That's not bad. And honestly, Ibaka and Gasol were both viable in fantasy.
Yeah.
And one center is going to be, it's
Yeah.
a good one.